Welcome to another World History 2 topic walkthrough, brought to you by Mr. Michael, Social Studies teacher. This video is here to help you fill out your lecture notes, understand the big ideas, and maybe even laugh once or twice. So grab your notes and let's get started.
All right, buckle up, besties, because today we're diving headfirst into one of the biggest plot twists in European history, the rise and fall of Napoleon. He started as the guy who said, "I got this," after the French Revolution went full chaos mode. Then he actually did have it for a while, winning wars, rewriting laws, and casually crowning himself like a boss. But spoiler alert, it doesn't end with him chilling on a throne. We're about to see how one man's ambition, military glow-up, and eventual downfall shaped the entire map of Europe and left behind a legacy even TikTok couldn't cancel. Let's get into it. Let's get this bread, or in Napoleon's case, let's get this empire. Here's the deal. After the French Revolution left France basically on do not disturb, Napoleon waltzed in with promises of stability, epic battlefield wins, and a glow-up for the government. And honestly, he delivered at first. In this lesson, we're digging into how Napoleon used military power and political moves to dominate Europe, and how that same ambition eventually did him dirty. From reforms that changed France forever, to war decisions that flopped harder than a group project with no group chat, it's all here. And yeah, you're gonna be learning a lot. Don't worry, even Meme Baby is hyped about it. Up next, we're zooming out, literally soon, to see how Napoleon built a European empire, gave up on the Americas, and tried to outdo Britain at sea. Let's check that map. Yo, check this out. It's 1810, and Napoleon is basically out here playing real-life Risk. That map? Yeah, that's not a flex. That's a full-on empire. The purple shows the French Empire, but he wasn't content with just running France. He controlled huge chunks of Europe either directly or through puppet rulers, which is basically when you put your cousins, siblings, or loyal besties in charge of other countries. Total main character energy. Meanwhile, he ditched the Americas. Haiti's slave revolt was a major L for him, so he sold the Louisiana Territory to the US to fund his European takeover. Plot twist, that sale helped the US rise up and later rival Britain, Napoleon's arch-nemesis. Speaking of nemeses, even with all this land, Napoleon could not take down Great Britain. His navy got clapped at the Battle of Trafalgar, so conquering the UK? Yeah, not happening. Britain's navy stayed undefeated, and that L haunted him. Next up, we'll see how Napoleon's "I got this" attitude leads to some major mistakes. Let's talk bad decisions and downfall energy. Let's talk glow-ups and power grabs, because Napoleon really said, "I'm him." First, he wins the people over. He saves the French Revolution from royalists trying to bring back the monarchy, crushes it in Italy, and even manages to hide a naval defeat by the British. The man could win battles and spin stories, total influencer energy. Then he hits fast forward on becoming the boss. He uses military backing to pull off a full-on coup d'etat, basically kicking the door down and taking over the government. And just to make it all seem official, he holds a plebiscite, a vote of the people, where, surprise, surprise, he's made head of government. But here's where the ego really enters the chat. Instead of letting the Pope crown him, Napoleon grabs the crown and puts it on himself. That's not just drama. That's a whole statement. To his credit, peacetime Napoleon was productive. He fixed the tax system, fired corrupt officials, created lycées, government-run schools to train future leaders, and dropped the Napoleonic Code, a new legal system. The plot twist? That code actually limited civil rights. Free speech and press? Yeah, downgraded. And he even restored slavery in the colonies. Definitely not what the revolution was aiming for. But hold up, not everything Napoleon touched turned to gold. Coming up next, we'll look at the overconfident moves, bad calls, and epic fails that sent his empire crashing down. Let's talk downfall energy. Okay, this is where Napoleon goes full world domination speed run. He ditches the Americas like they were last season's trend. After a slave revolt in Haiti wrecks his colonial plans, Napoleon's like, forget it, and sells the Louisiana Territory to the US for war cash. That one move, low-key, helped the US glow up and eventually challenge Great Britain. Oops, with those American distractions gone, he pours all his energy into Europe, winning battle after battle like he's farming W's. But there's one boss battle he cannot beat: Great Britain. The Battle of Trafalgar is a naval disaster. The British Navy says, "Not today, Napoleon," and he's forced to abandon his dream of conquering the island. RIP to that plotline. Still, the man finds a workaround. He starts ruling Europe through a web of alliances and puppet rulers, basically putting friends, fam, and loyal fans on the thrones of other countries. Imagine turning your empire into one giant group chat where you're the admin. That's Napoleon in 1810. Up next, what goes up must come down. Let's talk about the messy mistakes that flipped Napoleon's empire into a European L tour. All right, here come the L's. Napoleon's downfall is basically one long, slow-motion fail montage. First mistake, the continental system. Napoleon tries to flex by blocking British goods from reaching Europe. He's thinking, no British trade equals British economy goes boom. But plot twist, his own allies don't enforce it. And Britain? They clap back with a stronger naval blockade that actually works. So now France is struggling while Britain's just sipping tea. Like, nice try. Next, he installs a puppet ruler in Spain. And Spain's like, excuse me, who is this? The people rebel with guerrilla warfare. That's untrained fighters using sneak attacks and ambushes. These peasant fighters hit hard, and nationalism, that fight for your country energy, starts spreading to other nations. Napoleon accidentally lights a fire he can't control. But the real disaster? Russia. He invades thinking it'll be a quick W, but the Russians are like, cool story, and use the scorched earth policy, burning everything as the retreat so Napoleon's army can't find food or shelter. Add a brutal winter and Russian attacks during the French retreat, and boom, 390,000 troops gone. From economic flops to guerrilla attacks to freezing in Russia, this was Napoleon's villain origin story in reverse. Let's wrap it all up next. Exile, comebacks, and his final L at Waterloo. Stay tuned. And here it is, the grand finale of Napoleon's Oops, All Ambition arc. After a long streak of power moves and poor decisions, Napoleon's army just isn't it anymore. It's undertrained, tired, and totally over his leadership. He gets wrecked by a European alliance and is exiled to a tiny island called Elba. And you'd think that's the end, right? Nope. Plot twist, my guy escapes. He sails back to France like, surprise, I'm back. And the people go wild. Why? They're terrified that King Louis XVIII is going to undo everything the revolution fought for. So they welcome Napoleon like he's a returning rock star. Thousands even volunteer to fight for him again. But the encore doesn't last. He faces off against the British and Prussians at the Battle of Waterloo and loses. Hard. This time, the European powers are like, "We are so done with this dude," and exile him to St. Helena, a remote island in the middle of the Atlantic where escape isn't just hard, it's basically impossible. Coming up next, we zoom out from Napoleon's personal drama and talk about how nationalism takes center stage across Europe. Let's go. With Napoleon out of the picture, Europe's got a whole new vibe, and that vibe is nationalism. Basically, people start realizing, hey, we all speak the same language, share the same culture, and eat the same pasta. Maybe we should form a country together. That's nationalism in a nutshell. The belief that people from the same nationality or ancestry should unite into one nation. At first, it's giving that power to the people, energy. It unifies folks who've been split up under empires, but here's the catch. Nationalism can also turn into a tool for authoritarian rule, where leaders say, "We're all the same, so do what I say." A perfect example? Italy. You've got Camillo di Cavour, working political angles to unify the North. Then comes Giuseppe Garibaldi and his squad, the Red Shirts, bringing the military drip and uniting the South. Together, they use brains and brawn to turn Italy from a bunch of city-states into one nation. So yeah, while empires crumble, new nations rise. And nationalism is both the glue and the gasoline. Next up, we head to Germany, where nationalism gets even spicier. Stay tuned. If Italy's unification was a drama, Germany's was full-on political chess, with Otto von Bismarck as the master strategist. This man didn't care about speeches, freedom, or good vibes. He ran on realpolitik, which basically means, I do what works, not what's morally cute. And when the constitution got in his way, he said, nah, and just ruled without a parliament or a budget. Straight up villain arc. To unify Germany, Bismarck didn't wait for destiny. He manufactured drama. First, he poked Austria until they declared war, then used that fight to scoop up land in the north. Later, he claimed the French insulted the Prussian king. Whether it happened or not, Bismarck was like, sounds like a war starter to me. That helped him rally southern German states, and boom, the German Empire is born. And just like that, nationalism transforms Germany from a patchwork of states into a rising powerhouse, all under Bismarck's no-chill, all-strategy leadership. Coming up next, let's hit the recap and make sure we're ready for one last challenge. All right, squad. Time for the ultimate recap. We started with Napoleon, who rose from military hero to emperor, rewrote laws, and nearly took over Europe, until some very bad decisions and a Russian winter humbled him hard, twice. Then we zoomed out and saw how nationalism picked up where Napoleon left off, not as a tool for conquest, but for uniting nations. Italy got its squad together with Cavour and Garibaldi, and Germany leveled up thanks to Bismarck's cold, calculated power plays. From empires crumbling to new nations rising, this chapter was basically Europe's messy breakup album, full of betrayal, glow-ups, and a few absolute bangers. Now let's see if you can connect the dots and level up your thinking with one last challenge. Ready? Let's go. Here comes your bonus brainbuster. Time to show you've got that brain activated. How did Napoleon's rise and fall contribute to the spread of nationalism in Europe? Was it his reforms, his invasions, the chaos he left behind? Use examples from what we covered, like puppet rulers, military campaigns, or even his defeats, to explain how his empire accidentally set the stage for unified nations like Italy and Germany? Drop your answer in the comments and back it up with receipts. No vibes, only responses allowed. And don't forget your name for that sweet, sweet bonus point. Catch you next time, future history MVPs. Stay iconic and stay curious.